スプライト。光のコンパス、雲の放物線、月はどこへ行こう、エクノスター。この羽になびく潮風の行方、天空から行け高みへ。負けたくない、何より楽しい今この空、海風みんな全部をかけて行くよ Bring it on、 上がる息を翼に払わせて飛ぼう、飛びるコントレットンドだって強く描くよ。
Can I talk now?
青の
Okay.
彼方のフォーリズム。
There we go. Man, that caught me off guard. I'm so used to games that have the opening start after you do some sort of prologue and stuff like that, but yeah. Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome to a new playthrough. And so, yeah, I put in the number in the RNG, like, wheel spin thing, and it looks like we're gonna be let's playing Aokana for the YouTube playthrough. For the Patreon playthrough, it's gonna be Venus Blood Frontier. It's also on Steam, so that's actually quite convenient for me to just buy it and probably just use the 18 plus patch, just like what I'm doing here on Aokana. So yeah, other than the fact that I know the opening and ending for this song that I play on Osu, I have zero idea what this game's all about. It's made by Sprite, which is the developer that made Koi Choco, right? And I watched the anime for that, and it was pretty good, except for the main girl I really did not like. I never did finish the visual novel though, so maybe that might also be something that I'll play sometime in the future. But yeah, it's kind of convenient that Aokana is the one that got picked by the RNG, since I already have this game for, I don't know, 2 years or something. My friend wanted me to play this a long time ago, but I never got around to do it. So yeah, let me go to the system real quick. I want to do borderless, and of course 1440p, that's my monitor. Language English, that's good. Confirmation window, etc. I want the text to be fast. Text display, I don't want skip text. I really dislike that. Skip mode, stop after choice, that's okay. Bloody blah. Window opacity. Usually you kind of want it to be at 100, right? Text border, I think that's fine. Well, I kind of prefer this text, actually, the third one. Voice cut? No, I really hate voice cut. Sometimes my, my index finger would be like twitching too much and I would cut the voice if I were to click it too fast. BGM auto adjust. I actually do not like this too for some reason. Text and voice link. Enable, disable, waiting for voice lines to finish playing. I think that's for auto text. And we don't have any of the guys, so there's no voice there. Or there's no people here except for the others. Alright, seems good. Well, without further ado, let's start, shall we? The only thing I know about this game is the fact that we are doing some sort of air gear kind of thing, right? That's the only thing I know about this game. That and also the opening and ending song, like I said, since I played it on Osu. So without further ado, let's just start, shall we? It had an amazing opening though. Oh, I think I messed up the opacity. I think it should be this way. There we go. Much better.
Ah, じゃあ元気で。おい、泣くなよ。さっき言ったろ、そういうのはなしだって。
Wait, is the main character gonna be voice? This makes me not do a lot of work. I actually like voice acting as the main character, but I guess we'll see. Maybe it's just on the... What do you call this? The... like flashback? Since we're a kid?
しょうがないな。ちょっと待ってて。ほら、これ。これ何？俺が大切にしてるやつ。これ、いいの？そうだよ。これがあればどこにでも飛んでいけるんだ。宇宙まででも。
You said even out of space.
飛んでいける。だからこの先、お前が一人でどうしようもなくなったら、その時はこれをギュッとしてお願いしろ。空に向かってな。空に向かってお願い。そしたら飛んでってやるから。で、助けてやる。本当に？ああ、絶対にだ。なんせ空はどこへだってつながってるからな。ありがとう。じゃあこれ大切にする。はあ、じゃあな。
When I was a kid, I thought myself invincible. There we go. At least the narration isn't, well, usually the narration is almost never voiced in visual novels. I was certain I could become whatever I wanted, go wherever I pleased, and always come out on top regardless of the opponent. I could see a world of infinite possibilities spread out before me whenever I wanted. All I had to do was reach my hand out toward the sky. You know, I felt sort of the same when I was a kid. In the summer of my 3rd year in elementary school, I acquired wings that let me soar through the sky. And with that, I'd made it to those parts of the sky my hand couldn't reach. Yo, they have so much CG this early in the game. I'm actually pretty surprised, holy moly. I eagerly dashed forward, gliding through the air, advancing further and further. Back then, I had no doubts in my mind. I was sure there was no one who could reach the same heights as me. With these, I can go anywhere. I can be the first to travel beyond the sky. I sincerely believe that. Oh, they have the music name on the top right. That's kind of nice. And as a result, I lost all faith in myself when my beliefs were overturned. It all happened because someone appeared in a space I thought my own. God, look at that guy. Is this gonna be the Sasuke of the game? And in that moment, the place beyond the sky that I dreamed of reaching disappeared from my mind. I no longer had any right to lay claim to the sky. This is still a kit, by the way, so I have a very big feeling that this might actually be a girl considering this is anime. The blue world that I envisioned beyond the sky was taken from me. I wish the text doesn't change color. This is making it really hard to read. I desperately reached out with my hand, but when I opened that hand, nothing was there. And so I turned my back on the sky. Episode 1. Teach me how to fly. Okay, so no VA anymore. I'm charging down the road to school at full speed. Can't afford to be late. Damn. Hope I can still make it. Voice acting someone other than Rance after so long. It does make me feel a bit awkward, but... gotta get used to this Messiah guy and see how he's like. I pull my phone out of my pocket to quickly check the time. 8:10. Man, I'm cutting it real close. The clock is ticking down to my doom and fast. And so, I stow away the harbinger of apocalypse, then bolt forward as fast as I can. Damn it! This is all because I had that dream again. Whenever I feel out of it, or when I'm tired, I always see the same dream. A scenery drawn in sepia. It was a blurry world that made me think I was viewing the scene with an odd filter. If all those dreams did was let me see a girl I liked as a kid, then that would have been fine. Too bad that wasn't the case. I keep running down the road, and eventually, I come across a strange sight. Huh? What's that girl doing? I spot a single girl crawling about on all fours on the side of the road. Okay, let me actually see if I can change the outline of the text. Is that better? Okay, I actually need the text border. That makes it a lot easier to see. Backgrounds are nice. She's cheerfully monologuing such specific things to herself that it makes me wonder if she's doing it on purpose. Anyway, based on what I overheard, she seems to be in a lot of trouble. So why does she sound so happy? Wow, already a choice? I will... So, I have absolutely zero idea whose route I'm gonna be doing, and I don't even know how the game actually calculates the relationship points. I will just do my first choice as if, you know, like, this is myself, like a self-insert. On the other routes, if I do like the game a lot, I probably will do the routes. And I probably will, considering my friend really liked this one. I'll just, yeah, let's just talk to her, I guess. You know, there's one thing a lot of fairy tales tend to have in common. In them, the hero always extends a helping hand out to a girl in need, even if that means having to fight a dragon or saving the world. Oh my god, you're sounding like a fuckboy right now, Messiah. What's wrong? And so, in an attempt to live up to those standards, I approach the girl and call out to her. The girl rises from her crawling position and snaps to attention as she responds to me. Jeez, they really want you to like this girl. Everything is suddenly, like, glowing and shit. The moment I see her face, my breath gets caught in my throat. She's standing there, wide-eyed, an inquisitive look on her face. She's cute. Really, really cute. Her voice makes me return to my senses. Oh, well, seemed like you could use a hand, so I thought I'd offer my help. I already know what's going on thanks to that detailed explanation I overheard moments ago, so I simply offer my assistance. Looks like I confused her. Maybe I should have stayed out of this. Oh, sorry. I'm not trying to intrude or anything, I swear. If you don't need any help, just... Whoa! The girl suddenly leaps in front of me, grasps my hand, and shakes it up and down vigorously.
やっぱり島の人ですね。親切ですね。九州は人情の国やけん、心配せんでよかよっておばさんが言ってた通りでした。
Okay, so this is Kyushu. I've never been here when I was in Japan. I was only in Tokyo for the most part. Sure.
九州男児って言うんですかね。なんかこういうの憧れます。かっ
So
こ
she...
いいです。
Oh, sorry. I thought she was done there. So she probably just moved here or something like that. She must be pretty easy to impress if me offering to help has her this excited. But more importantly... Hey, look.
はい、なんでしょう。
Well, your hands.
はい。
At that point, she finally shifts her gaze over to her hands. And when she does, her face flushes red instantly. She rips her hands away from mine and bows her head a few times.
ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい。私たら今日初めて会って名前も知らない人の手を握ったりして、もうとてもすみません。
This is too anime, man. After she finishes talking, the girl stands there with her head still bowed and eventually claps her own cheeks. Is that supposed to be some form of punishment?
もうなんで私こういう時に勢い余ってやってしまうんだろう。
Look, you really don't have to apologize. Besides, shouldn't we take care of your problem first? Her expression changes to one of mild shock as I change the topic.
そうでした。ですね。とても個人的なことで申し訳ないのですが、私落としちゃいまして。
The girl tries to explain her predicament to me through a combination of words and gestures. Huh? I spot a silver object glittering in the sunlight roughly a meter behind her. It wouldn't happen to be...
落としたものは自宅の。
Before the girl can finish her sentence, I pass by her and pick up the silver object. Your house key, right? Does this look like it? I hold out a plain silver key in front of her eyes. The girl raises her voice and wraps both her hands around the key, which is still in my hand.
これです。家の鍵です。すごいです。どうやって見つけたんですか？それになんでなくしたのが鍵だって分かったんですか？
I just happened to see it out of the corner of my eye, so it's not really amazing or anything.
そんな謙遜なんかしないでください。ありがとうございます。恩人です。
Seems like she's asking for my name. The name's Masaya Hinata. I live just around the corner. I'm a sophomore at Kunahama Academy. Nice to meet you.
ひなたさんですね。ありがとうございます。私、倉科明日香と言います。明日から私も久名浜学院に通うんです。今日は手続きをしに行くところで。
Huh. Cool. Nice to meet you, Kurashina-san.
Hi.
Kurashina-san replies cheerfully. I actually like it when games give the honorifics like this in localization, because it does make a difference, you know. When you don't have honorifics, you don't really know the boundaries between the characters. I know some people don't really like it, or, you know, they actually say that it's weeb if you actually want that, but to me it's pretty important, really. As the saying goes, a good deed is its own reward. I get the feeling that I'm forgetting something important here. And before I manage to remember, a loud ringing sound resounds through the air. Shit! Kurashina-san is startled by my loud cry. Now I'm really running late. Oh, you're starting today, yeah?
通うのは明日からなので、そこまできっちりじゃなくてもいいとは思うんですが、だ メでしょうか。
Sorry. See, that's why I had that voice cut thing off, because I know I'm probably gonna be doing that a lot. That's not because my hands were twitching, by the way. That was legit. I finished reading and I thought she was done. I see. Guess you don't know about Miss Kagami. Can't you just use, like, you know, Kagami-sensei instead of Miss Kagami now? Damn your localization. Can't be... What is it? Can't be... What's the word I'm looking for? Consistent, there we go. Aoi Kagami. She's good at all kinds of sports and drop-dead gorgeous, but is also considered to be the scariest teacher at Kunahama Academy. She's the school's PE teacher, and my homeroom teacher, but she's also the guidance counselor. That's why she's out the gate waiting to see if any students arrive late.
そうなんですか。
Since she's a real strict person, saying you aren't attending classes today won't cut it.
厳格な方なんですね。
And if you're ever late when she's on duty, a dreadful punishment awaits you.
罰ですか。
Yup, she makes use of all her connections to dig up embarrassing secrets from your past. Any diaries you kept, funny pictures you took, or cringeworthy videos of you will be revealed to the entire class.
そんな、それは人としてやってはいけないことです。
I feel like that's an attack on your personal privacy, but okay. Right? That's why we can't afford to be late. I confirmed the time by glancing at my phone. 8:25. If we run, we won't make it in time. Honestly, I want to avoid using them as much as possible, but... No choice. I'll make an exception today. I whispered that while looking up at the sky. Alright, let's take off from over there. I say as I point at the nearby terminal.
そこからって何もないですけど、飛行機でも来るんですか。
Kurashina-san tilts her head to the side in confusion as she stares at the terminal. A plane? Alright. You're not from around these parts. Yeah, she's a transfer student. Know anything about graph shoes?
グラッシュですか。
Yeah, anti-graviton shoes. Since you're wearing our school's uniform, you should have gotten a lecture on how those shoes work.
あ、これのことですか。大体のことは聞いてますが。
Kurashina-san replies while pointing at the school's shoes. Yeah, those. If you got a rundown, I guess I don't need to explain. You taken them out for a spin yet?
まだないですけど、一体何を。
That's too bad. Well, I'll support you then. Let's go. Normally, you take a proper course first, but it should be fine since we're going with paired flight. You don't have to worry about anything. I head over to the terminal, leading Kurashina-san all the while. Let's see. Good. The coast is clear. I look around to check the flight path just in case. The no flight lamp is also off. Next up is the shoe check. Kurashina-san.
はい。
Put one foot forward a little.
はい。こうですか。
I check the shoe she puts forward. Okay. Looks good. Now show me the other one. When she does, I check the other one as well. Alright. You're all good. Take a deep breath for me, Kurashina-san. Inhale.
深呼吸ですか。はい。
Oh, okay. I thought she was gonna do a different kind of breathing there. And exhale. Okay, time to head on out.
行こうってどこへ。
Since she's not following the conversation, I take Kurashina-san's hand, walk over to the edge of the terminal, and press the open button. After the shutters open, I turn on my own graph shoes. Take a small step forward to widen your stance.
はい。
Next, raise your heels.
こうですか。
Yeah, I'm gonna count to 3, and then we fly. Make sure you hold my hand tight, okay? If you do, you can just leave everything to me and relax.
飛ぶってここから飛ぶんですか。
Right. Let's go. 1, 2?
ちょっとそんなことしたらここ高い崖の上ですよ。
3. Fly! I think this is actually the song that I play a lot in Osu, because I recognize the name, Contrail. A soft wind strokes our bodies as we soar through the air. The early summer air is a little warm, making it perfect for a slow flight.
これ何ですか？ダメです。今は飛んでるけど落ちます。確実に落ちます。絶対に落ちます。
Kurashina-san keeps shouting out words laced with desperation. I can tell how anxious she is by the tightness of her grip. It's fine. There's no way we'll fall with our grab shoes on. Plus, the flight path's pretty calm.
そうなんですか？
Really? So just relax and enjoy our stroll through the sky.
はい。
I can feel the pressure on my back letting up as Kurashina-san relaxes her body. Seems she's resigned herself to her fate. I can see buildings, trees, and the deep blue ocean stretching out beneath us. They all look so tiny from up here. I'm guessing she's getting used to flying, since she lets out a voice of awe as she looks around in wonder.
すごいです。綺麗です。さっきまで普通の大きさだった景色が一瞬でこう小さくなって。
I know, right? Most people react like this on their first flight.
この靴があったら本当にどこへでも一瞬で飛んでいけちゃいそうですね。
I wonder how the shoes work. In the opening, we kind of saw that the shoes have some sort of, like, wings thing, but I'm not seeing that on her shoes. Maybe it's supposed to show wings on my shoes right now. Upon hearing those words, I... Fly wherever you want. I slowly repeated those words, digesting their meaning.
どうかしました？
I eagerly dashed forward, gliding through the air, advancing further and further. Back then, I had no doubts in my mind. I was sure there was no one who could reach the same heights as me. No, it's nothing. We'll be landing soon. Get ready. With these, I can go anywhere. I can be the first to travel beyond the sky. I sincerely believe that. Yeah, I should avoid this from now on. I tried to make sure Kurashina-san couldn't hear me, as I quietly muttered those words. I look up at the sky one last time to say farewell for good before I prepare to land. The blue sky extends infinitely, just as it did when I was a kid. You know, one thing I realized about this game so far is that they have a lot of CGs. This is just some random, like, CG of birds flying right now, and I like it. Oh, what the? Okay, this is the opening. What the hell? They have two openings? This is the song that I play on Osu, man. Okay, I'll be quiet now. Okay, that was a much shorter opening, like a song, but I really like it. I mean, I played that shit a lot in Osu. So far, though, I feel like the main character or the main girl is for sure still the most interesting. But then again, if she turns out to be like the childhood friend, I'm probably gonna go for her. I have a pretty big bias towards childhood friends. I know it's kind of boring, but I feel like it's one of my weaknesses when it comes to games like these. I feel like, you know, the time that they shared as a kid is something that's irreplaceable and not something that's easily obtained by just talking to people that we just knew, like, right off the bat, right? To the west of Japan's mainland, in the East China Sea, is Shito City. It's a town that's made up of 4 islands. Its population of 50,000 is enough to get it recognized as a city, but at a glance... I think that's supposed to be at a glance. It looks more like a rural country village. However, right now, the area is like a completely different world from the rest of Japan. That's how special Shito City is. Following the discovery of anti-gravitons, special shoes that allow an individual to fly, anti-graviton shoes were invented. And those shoes, which let a person fly using only their own body, brought about the dawn of a new age. The Airport Act applied many restrictions on private flight, but there are some cities where none of that applies. Special test zones, basically. And one of those cities just happens to be Shito City. It's even said that graph shoe usage is the highest in the country here. People from all generations make use of them here, though young people probably use them most. In fact, students tend to use them a lot. They're a common commuting option on all 4 islands that make up Shito City.
あと5秒。4、3、2、1。はい、そこまで。今日も遅刻者なし。よく頑張った。
Okay, that's the teacher. Sweet! We made it! I used the graph shoe's assisted landing feature to touch down safely at the school's terminal. Come on, Kurashina-san. You can let go of my hand now. When I point that out, Kurashina-san lets go of my hand hesitantly. Since it could have started weird rumors if she kept clinging on to me, I'd previously asked her to switch to just holding my hand. But even that's enough to get students talking, so it's best to separate now.
よかった。ジャスト8時半ですね。間に合いました。
Right. Okay, let's hurry to the classroom. Wait, I forgot to ask where you need to go.
私は職員室へ来るように言われてます。なのでここでお別れですね。
Okay, see you around then.
はい。ありがとうございました。
Oh, sorry about that. Kurashina-san directs a bow at me, then runs off to the building where the faculty room is located. Now then, shouldn't waste time loitering. Need to head to the classroom before Miss Kagami spots me.
珍しいこともあるもんだな。マサヤが2人連れで、しかも手をつないで現れるなんて。いや、それよりも空から来るなんてな。本当に珍しい。
Oh, sorry. She wasn't done. Yeah, I'm surprised that he actually did fly too, considering he has some sort of, like, trauma, I guess? Well, not really trauma, more like he doesn't really want to fly since it makes him remember about that time he lost, I guess. Ah, made it somehow. I plopped down onto my seat and breathed a sigh of relief.
ねえ、さっき手をつないでたの誰？
Just had to ask, huh? One of my classmates suddenly appeared before me, then starts questioning me. Her name is Misaki Tobisawa. Since we sit close to each other and were in the same class last year, we end up chatting a lot. She's the only girl in my class who's on casual speaking terms with me. Anyway, it's pretty common for her to start up random conversations, especially first thing in the morning. Gotta say though, I'm surprised she saw that. I mean, I tried to get away from Kurashina-san as fast as possible. Good morning, Misaki. You know, you really should at least greet me first before grilling me.
おはよ
So, I saw a tiny bit of what was said on the opening. She seems to be some sort of genius. Though I wasn't really paying too much attention to what the text was on the other girls, though. Like, my mind usually when the opening plays is just listening to the music, because I don't want to get too spoiled by what I read. She waves her hand at me with an absent-minded look on her face. Obviously, Misaki has low blood pressure. Really? So, what was that about me holding hands with someone? I try to feign ignorance. But she ends up ignoring me. You literally just asked me about the girl who was holding my hand.
ああ、そうそう。そうだそうだ。さっき窓からちらっと見えたから。
You have some good eyes. I mean, most people don't just happen to catch a glimpse of things that are so far away.
で、何の話だっけ？
You serious?
あ、
Finally remember?
もうお腹が減ってきた。朝ごはん食べてきたばっかなのに。
I think we're gonna get along just fine, Misaki. With how disjointed our conversations tend to be, I can't help but wonder if she's alright. I mean, low blood pressure only explains so much.
はいはい、全員早く席に着きな。
やば。じゃあね、マサヤ。
Misaki totters away toward her desk.
おはようみんな。今日は爽やかな朝だな。さて、本日の連絡事項だが。
I don't think a teacher should be wearing those kind of shirts, but okay. I put my thoughts aside and focus on class. She's good at all kinds of sports and drop-dead gorgeous, but is also the scariest teacher at Kunahama's academy. This is my homeroom teacher, Aoi Kagami.
学年が新しくなってもう2週間だ。委員会や部活など新しいことを始める者はきちんと申告するように。
By the way, I owe a lot to Aoi-san. I mean Miss Kagami. My debts started racking up far before I even joined Kunahama Academy. In fact, it mostly comes from help she provided when I was younger. So yeah, I was obviously pretty shocked when she ended up being my homeroom teacher.
君たちはもう2週間前から1年生じゃない。新入生や困っている相手には率先して手を差し伸べられる人間であることを期待する。
Says the person who has a mountain of dirt on her students. We're close enough for me to make that kind of joke. Though, I can't do much more than whisper it, since we're in class and all. If she catches me talking behind her back, she'll show no mercy.
では、ホームルームはこれで終わり。
You should kind of fix your habit of talking out loud though, Messiah. Probably just better to think it than say it. Looks like she didn't notice that I was almost late this morning. I used to have some sort of the same habit about muttering something when I was thinking something, right? But as I grow up, I actually start to just be quiet and think it. Because I know for a fact that people think that if you're muttering something, it's kind of weird. A wave of relief washes over me, which allows me to finally relax.
そうだ、マサヤ。
Aoi, Miss Kagami doesn't care that we're at school. She always calls me by my first name. What's my first name? Or what's my, like, family name again? Messiah something. I already forgot. Not Tobisaki, right? I think that was Misaki's name. Or I think that was, the other girl's name. Damn it! I need to remember these names, man. It's kind of hard right now. So, Asuka Kurashina, Messiah something. And then the other girl is... I forgot her name already. And this girl's name is Aoi... Kagami? What's up?
後で話がある。そうだな。少し長くなりそうだから、放課後で。
Did she hear me back there? Or what? Is this about me almost arriving late? Which one of those did she catch?
マサヤ
So, Misaki Tobisaki, right? I think I caught her name right. But it might not be Tobisaki. Tobisaki might be my name instead. Yeah, I know.
あー、やっと今日が始まるんだ。何しようか、何食べようか。無限の可能性が私を襲うよ。
Right. Gotta say though, you're a totally different person once we're out of class. Not that that's anything new. Her extreme mood shifts are on a downright concerning level. Since she has low blood pressure in the morning, maybe it's spiked and she popped a vessel up there.
美咲の表現ぶりは確かにすごいよね。友達やっててちょっと不安になるレベルだもの。
So you agree with me, huh?
思う。最初はこの子絶対午前と午後で双子が入れ替わってると思ったもん。
This girl is our class representative, Madoka Aoyagi. She's a friend of Misaki's, so I end up talking to her a lot. Though unlike Misaki, she's a normal human being.
人を心の病気みたいに言わないでよ。
Then quit acting like you are. Can't blame us for doubting you when it looks like you are.
いやー、私は自分に正直に生きてるだけだよ。
Oh really? I'm so jealous.
わかるなそれ。マサヤは朝より暗くない？
I'd say it's more that I'm a free spirit, just being true to myself.
乗るよ相談。料金はうどんいっぱい。
I guess she likes eating food. Bye, Misaki. See you tomorrow.
あれ？美咲、ひなたくんにご飯たかるの失敗しちゃったね。
Oh. I almost bump into a girl as I leave my classroom. Sorry, are you okay?
あ、いえ、こちらこそ不注意ですみません。ってひなた先輩？
Sorry about that, Arisaka.
あ、いえいえ、そんな。
The two of us end up apologizing to each other for a while. I'm guessing you came to get Misaki.
はい、もちろんです。
Mashiro Arisaka, huh? That name isn't too hard. Man, I like how the game really likes to show you a different, like, beat background every single time. Kinda reminds me a tiny bit of Tsubahime, but I think this is way more than Tsubahime ever did. And just in, like, what, the first 40 minutes of the game? No idea why she's acting like that's only natural, but moving on. Want me to call Misaki?
ありがとうございます。助かります。
Hey, Misaki! I call out to Misaki, who's still in the classroom, and tell her that Arisaka's waiting for her. After that... Alright, I'm heading out now.
ありがとうございました。ひなた先輩、気をつけてお帰りくださいね。
I kind of figured she doesn't have this voice in my head, so pretty surprised that she has this sort of voice. Well, I'm not going home yet. Don't worry about it. See ya. I walk away, leaving behind a puzzled Arisaka.
お待たせ。美咲先輩。いやいや、そんなにくっついてこなくていいよ、ましろちゃん。ってあれ？まさやは？あちらへ。もう帰られました。下駄箱と反対方向に。
Oh, she's not gonna say the last part of that?
まさか例の手つなぎちゃんか。
I head over to the faculty room, leaving Misaki and the other two behind. Excuse me. Right as I enter the faculty room, I see a hand waving me over from Aoi-san's desk in the back left corner. I feel a bit uneasy since I've got no clue what she wants, but I head over regardless.
寄り道しなかったみたいだな。いい心がけだ。
Nice angle of your thighs. Thank you, I appreciate that. Why is she only wearing one knee sock though? Or one knee-high sock? The other one is like super low. She's in the middle of enjoying an after-work coffee, sitting there in her chair with her usual lax posture. Honestly, with the way she dresses, I'm unsure where to look. Her milky thighs enter my sight no matter what I do, so I'm unable to ignore them. Funny thing is, this is actually an improvement. She used to wear a mini skirt until the other teachers tucked her down. Are you serious? That's not mini enough? That's still a mini... Well, it's not a skirt, but that's like a hot pants, man. Isn't this like worse too?
どうした先生のことじっと見つめてここで突然の告白でもするのか
What do you want? She brought up something pretty awkward, so I'm just gonna cut to the chase.
可愛げがなくなったなマサヤまあいい話ってのはこのことだ
She shows me a paper that she'd prepared beforehand. On the left is a photo and the right name and address. Beneath that, I can see a breakdown of academic accomplishments and a list of references. I recognize the name and face instantly. Why wouldn't I when it's still fresh in my memories? This is... Aoi-san speaks up, a wide grin on her face, as I sit there in silence.
当然覚えてるよな倉科明日香今日手続きをしたばかりの転校生だ
How does she know I know her? Don't tell me. Wait, don't tell me you saw us together this morning. She returns a hearty nod before she replies.
ああ仲良さそうに手をつないでるところまでな
Seriously. I didn't even realize she was watching us. Aoi-san isn't the kind of person who has any problem with students dating, but she's also famous for chewing out anyone who's fooling around. So what about Kurashina-san? I quickly changed the topic, which makes her don an odd motherly expression. You know, this makes me think about what would have happened if I chose to ignore her. Maybe on the first playthrough it might be locked that you have to help her, because this scene wouldn't make sense otherwise, right? I feel like we're always gonna be locked into helping her. I quickly changed the topic, which makes her don... Oh, sorry, I already read that.
ちょっとな頼みがあるんだ
A favor?
別に難しいことじゃない簡単なことだ
She snickers, picks up her coffee mug, and takes a sip out of it. I'm getting deja vu here. Oh, I see. It's not just deja vu. She said those exact same words to me in the distant past. So yeah, seems like I'll be your instructor. Again, my name is Masaya Hinata. Okay, Hinata.
指導員って日向さんのことだったんですか
It's been about 10 minutes since my conversation with Aoi-san. After we finished talking, I headed over to the courtyard and approached Kurashina-san, who had been waiting for me.
まさかの再会でしたね
Yeah, I'm surprised too. You want me to teach her how to fly?
そうマサヤなら最適だと思ってな
Well, that is a simple favor. She wants me to teach Kurashina-san, who is unfamiliar with graph shoes, how to fly. In urban cities, the use of graph shoes comes with certain limitations. For example, you can only use them at certain times and you need to get licenses. But here, a simple application is more than enough. As such, graph shoes are a dime a dozen here. Everyone knows how to use them, and they all rely on them too. However, shoes that allow you to fly and flight itself are probably confusing for outsiders. That's why the authorities that hand out graph shoes licenses put some precautions in place.
公認指導員として働くのは久しぶりだろうけどマサヤならブランクなんて関係ないと思ってね
Well, you're probably right, but...
気が進まないのもわかるが空から二人で来るぐらいのお気に入りなら問題もない
Miss Kagami.
ああ言いたいことはわかる別にそんな仲を疑ってるわけじゃないでも嫌な相手じゃないか
Well, sure I don't, but...
じゃあ決まりだ今日の放課後から早速始めるから校庭まで行ってくれ
What, did we actually fly just because she's cute or something? I feel like there's, there needs to be some underlying reason other than that, man. Come on, Messiah. You're kind of making me feel like a fuckboy more and more. What they establish is the limited area flight instructor system. Basically, it's a system where certified individuals teach beginners how to fly. And I'm one of those people. I earned my stripes a pretty long time ago too.
びっくりしました。まさか日向さんが飛行の名人だったなんて私知りませんでした。
Kurashina-san says with sparkling eyes. Wouldn't really say I'm an expert. More like I'm just used to it, really. I answer curtly, to which she replies.
そうなんですか？でも鏡先生は名人だっておっしゃってました。
Why does my click doesn't register sometimes? That's kind of weird. I hope she didn't tell her anything unnecessary.
船島で生活するには暮らしの使い方をマスターするのがとても大切だと聞きました。
She bows to me after saying that, then continues.
なので頑張って覚えますのでご指導よろしくお願いします。
Sure, I'll do what I can. Man, she sure is motivated. Well, it's way easier to teach someone with motivation than someone who has absolutely zero interest, so I can't complain. Anyway, it makes sense that Kurashina-san's here, but... I spin around and heave a sigh in an exaggerated fashion. What's your reason? I get Misaki, but how about you, Arisaka?
悪友がこれから悪さしようとしてるのにそれを止めないわけにはいかないじゃない。
You're kind of a busybody, Misaki. Not that I hate busybodies, though.
そうですよ。先輩だけで可愛い女の子独占とかそういうの良くないと思うんですよね。
Listen, I'm only doing this because Miss Kagami asked me to. I'm telling off the people who have come to interrupt us when...
日向さん、この方たちは？
Kurashina-san asks me about them with a puzzled expression. Ignore them. They aren't really worth your time.
はじめまして。2年 C 組の飛沢美咲です。常にお腹を空かせたキュートな女子高生で、うどんとお菓子をくれたらどこでもついていきます。
Did I say Tobisaki before? Okay, it's Tobisawa.
有坂真白です。1年 A 組です。美咲先輩の配下というか、しもべというか、そんな感じで楽しくやってます。
So you're like a servant, but why?
私は真白とかマーとか好きに呼んでください。でも美咲ちゃんでも真白くだけは過去の黒い思い出が蘇るんで、ちょっと勘弁。
Oh my god, what the...
それ以外は何でもいいですよ。ところで暮らしの先輩
Shut up!
タブレットとかスマホってのもありますよね。
Is this actually supposed to happen? Holy shit! Holy moly, that was a lot! They're barraging her with like insane amounts of like voice dialogue. Look, now you've got her all confused. At least try not to speak over each other. Yeah, I was trying to actually explain what they were talking about, but they were actually way too fast. And they were overlapping too. Jesus. Forget them. I'm going to teach you the basics of grass shoes.
はい、よろしくお願いします。よろしくお願いします。
Man, they look so smug. I'm begging you guys, just keep quiet. After directing a glare at Misaki and her companion, I pick up a pair of graph shoes and get started with the explanation. We'll start with the history of these shoes. An instructor can't just teach a person how to fly and be done with it. Much like how a person has to learn the laws of the land when trying to get a driver's license, there are steps that must be followed. Sure, my methods may be a little irregular, but the overall rules remain the same. And so, I'll begin with the absolute basics. Namely, the history of graph shoes. One important discovery 15 years ago laid the foundation for the invention of graph shoes. Before that, the only real way to fly were things like airplanes, which used fossil fuels. However, 15 years ago, an experiment was conducted at the Large Hadron Collider in the Rajasthan state of India. Really? In that experiment, scientists discovered particles that turned the very laws that govern the world upside down. You know what I'm talking about, right?
はい、反重力粒子 しの発見ですね。
I nod in response. The discovery of strange particles that defy gravity, anti-gravitons, led to a groundbreaking invention, and that invention was... I clap the graph shoes I'm holding together. Anti-graviton shoes, which are commonly referred to as graph shoes. Most consider them to be the greatest invention brought about by the discovery of the anti-graviton.
そうなんですね。
What you need to understand is that it doesn't work by blocking gravity or simply repelling it. Think of it more like how submarines float underwater. Kurashina-san gazes at the graph shoes in my hands with a look of admiration on her face. I actually don't know how submarines float on water. So, it would be nice if you can actually explain that for me, man. Alright, let's leave more history for another time and try flying a little.
いいんですか？
Yeah, we can break lessons on history into small chunks and spread them out. Also, graph shoe laws don't apply on school grounds, so you don't need to know them right away. Since the laws are based on those of driver's licenses, beginners can practice on private ground. I walk over to Kurashina-san and press the buttons located on the heels of the graph shoes. Alright, I've turned your shoes on. First, take a small step to open your legs like I taught you this morning.
さっきと同じようにですね。
Good. Now raise your heels while making sure to keep your balance.
はい。
Alright, all that's left is to speak the activation sequence whenever you're ready and slowly float up.
スピードとか大丈夫ですか？急に速くなったりとか。
It starts off slow at first, just like a car, so you don't need to worry.
わかりました。
After taking a deep breath, Kurashina-san readies herself.
いっせーので。
Then she stretches her body upward and... A faint mechanical whir can be heard, and following the chime of the startup sound, wings grow from Kurashina-san's graph shoes. They're just for show, but they do make the shoes look a lot better.
すごい。
Then slowly, her body starts to float up into the air.
浮きました。動きました。やった。私飛んでます。
What the fuck? She's waving her hands at me like an overexcited kid at a water park.
暮らしの先輩楽しそうですね。
Man, I like the CG. She really does look very happy right now.
ねえ、大丈夫なの？アスカちゃん。
Something wrong?
でもあんなに手バタバタさせてたらすぐにフラフラになっちゃう。急にバランスが。
Kurashina-san's body starts to jiggle left and right. Don't worry, I set the maximum altitude to 5 meters when I touch them.
ああ、なるほどね。
Kurashina-san keeps thrashing her arms and legs about, which makes her body flip.
落ちます。
She comes down to the ground butt first.
落ちる。
Hey, 5 meters still hurt, man. Despite the fact that she's already on the ground, she keeps kicking up her legs and flapping her arms.
落ちってあれ？
Before you realized, you suddenly found yourself on the ground, right? That's also a feature of graph shoes. I extend my hand toward Kurashina-san, grab her hand and help her up. Okay, we're going to stop here for today.
はーい、お疲れ。お疲れ様でした。お疲れ様でした。
To serve as some additional practice, I choose to return to our neighborhood in the same manner as this morning. It's her first time flying, so my plan was to get her used to it little by little, but... maybe the shock of not being able to fly properly got to her. She's being way too quiet. That was your first time trying to fly on your own. There's no need to get worked up over it. Misaki told me she couldn't fly straight during her first time too. We'll practice after school from now on, so really... She's probably thinking about something else. Her ongoing silence makes me worry that something's wrong. Listen, Kurashina-san, you have no reason to feel down. Kurashina-san? I figured she was pretty bummed, but this is something else. Whoa! Her loud scream takes me by surprise. Then she fixates a resolute gaze on me. Yeah? Go ahead. Aren't you flying right now, or are we doing the thing we did before, where you're just holding my hand? Good to know. Her enraptured expression quickly turns to one of irritation as she continues. She pierces me with that powerful gaze again and shakes her head so strongly that I can literally hear it. Gotcha! I inadvertently agree to her rather intense request. Hold on, coach? Well, she seems awfully happy, so I guess it's fine. I mean, I can understand her, like looking forward to learning a new skill. When I first got into cycling, I always wanted to just go fast, which is why I got this scar on my left eye. Because I didn't want to brake on a U-turn. She happily mutters those words. I see. This is all kind of nostalgic to me. The awe I felt when I flew for the first time and my wish to fly higher and higher. Those feelings that I'd left behind have now appeared right in front of me again. Yeah, this is nostalgic, alright. Yeah, take care. Kurashina-san heads off home with a spring in her step, clearly showing that she's dying for tomorrow to come. Hope she'll do better tomorrow. I mutter as I watch Kurashina-san leave. Then, I suddenly hear the sound of something cutting through the wind from the terminal. Is someone coming? The initially faint sound eventually grows louder, signaling that someone's coming. Ah. I find a girl in the area I've directed my eyes. She has both her legs aligned straight and is carrying a bag on one arm. Her other hand is adjusting her flight trajectory. The way she's flying is smooth. I can tell her balance won't falter. Though, what's most impressive is the way she's using her eyes. She's lightly checking her surroundings while keeping her eyes on her flight path. The very definition of safe flight. How beautiful. Okay, you're kind of weirding me out, Messiah. I guess he's into people that are really good at flying, I get it, but it's kind of creepy, man. There are varying degrees of beauty to even something as simple as basic flight. Like, I'm into cycling, and I don't take a look at people's cycling technique and be like, oh my god, that's a beautiful form. Nope. Form and whether a person can keep their flight path stable are two key factors. The former is determined by whether you can keep your back straight and your feet aligned. It's often compared to the form you maintain during swimming. As for the latter, well, it's based on whether you're flying straight while also curving your body elegantly. Roughly speaking, those are what most people consider the criteria for beauty. I guess you can't really compare this to, like cycling. Maybe this is more compared, like a better comparison would probably be figure skating, I guess. Since it's also a sport, right? But it's a sport that's not really for speed. At least that's what it seems like. During the opening, we saw that they even do some sort of battle or something. I don't know. I don't know how the game would actually work out for implementing this graviton shoes thing. But I do know that there's some sort of competition or something in this game. And the girl who's flying in my direction is satisfying all of those criteria. She's clearly more than qualified to be a certified instructor. I know it's unfair to compare them, but she's on a completely different level from Kurashina-san. Man, I bet Kurashina-san would have a great time if she could fly like that. Yeah, she's a textbook example. I should remember her form and make use of it when giving Kurashina-san advice. I pay close attention to the way she's moving her hands and legs, as well as how she's choosing her flight path. Huh? That uniform is... I got so caught up in watching her that I only now realize she's not wearing a Kunohama uniform. Takafuji? No. Where is it from? While I ponder that question, the girl slows down as she approaches the terminal, then lands silently. She takes a breath, quickly straightens her clothes, and walks away. Even the way she's walking is just as graceful. That's something I tell Misaki to learn from. Honestly, Misaki's usual tottering has me worried. Alright, time to head home, I guess. Once the girl was out of sight, I walked away. The sky has now been dyed by the sunset. So, am I the typical protagonist in anime where I don't have any, you know, parents? Are they dead? Later that evening, I noticed something. Huh? Someone finally moved in next door?
昼間業者さんが家具運び込んでたからね。
What the? My mom's here! While I was cooped up in my room, dealing with my homework, my mom contacted me through a walkie-talkie app. Oh. Nope, she's far away. She isn't very good with technology, so she's real happy that she got the knack of the app I taught her to use a while ago. That's why she keeps pointlessly contacting me through it at home. Okay, she's here. I could relate because a lot of my older like siblings and my dad doesn't really understand technology all that much.
家主さんとはまだご挨拶できてないんだけど。
Oh yeah? The house next door has been vacant for 2 years. I always assumed it was going through some pretty hardcore renovations because of that. Hey wait, if the family moving in there has a kid around my age, they'd be transferring to my school. But it's the middle of April. Getting a transfer student 2 weeks after the start of the new school year is a little weird. Nah, no way. It can't be. That'd be a hell of a coincidence. This is anime, Messiah. Whoa! The almost unbelievable timing of the doorbell ringing makes my heart skip a beat.
噂をすればお隣さんじゃない？
Yeah, this is like a Japanese custom. If you're like moving to an apartment or something like that, you give some sort of souvenirs or food for people that are your neighbors. It's a custom, but I feel like you kind of have to do it while you're in Japan. Pretty sure you're right on the money. Kind of like when you're also going to do like a vacation when you're at work. Like, you know, you're taking your leave. You actually have to come back and give souvenirs to your coworkers as a sign that you're thankful that they are there doing your work while you take your leave.
マサヤ出てよ。
Japanese has some very strict cultural like customs, I guess. But you're on the first floor, now on the second, Mom.
母さん晩ご飯作るのに火を使っちゃってるもん。
I can hear the sound of frizzling oil as she says that. Fine. What are you making, Mom? I am pretty hungry myself. I can't quite tell whether I'm feeling anxious or excited here. I make for the front door with a cold sweat running down my back. Oh, coming. Can't keep them waiting too long. I slide my feet into a pair of slippers and reach out for the doorknob. There's 4 slippers, so there's one for you, there's one for your mom. I assume you're dad and maybe you have a sister. Sorry for the wait.
夜分遅く申し訳ありません。
Oh, it's the girl we just saw. Oh, what did she make there? Is that some noodles? Huh? Who's this?
私、この度お隣に引っ越してまいりました。一ノ瀬と申します。
Dude, you just saw her, damn it. Ichinose-san bows her head to me.
本来ならば課長である両親が挨拶に来るのが筋ですが、仕事で時間が取れず申し訳ありません。両親と共にまたいずれ改めて家族全員でご挨拶させていただきますが、これからご近所としてご迷惑をおかけすることもあるかもしれませんが、ご指導ご鞭達のほどどうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
My bad, she's actually speaking in such polite Japanese that I thought she was done. But, there's like punctuation before she speaks to the next words in the sentence.
それでこれつまらないものですが、お蕎麦を打ってみました。よろしければどうぞ。
Soba, huh?
あの
Man, you're making me hungry.
何か失礼な点でもありましたか？
Messiah, it's very rude to not actually reply.
きっと何かしてしまったんですね。
She didn't say no, she's like, ugh.
だとしても、そういう無視みたいなことは良くないことでは。
What? Huh? Ichinose-san's voice suddenly drags me back to reality. Yeah, that was actually super, impolite. I could understand him being surprised, but she was talking a lot there, and you just stare at her? Once I take in my surroundings, I notice that Ichinose-san is flapping her mouth as though she's swallowing the words she was about to say. I'm sorry. Seems like I spaced out there. I expected to see Kurashina-san's face upon opening the door, which is why the unexpected, or rather, anticlimactic development stunned me. For some reason, I keep saying anticlimactic as anticlimactic. I don't know why. I need to fix that habit. Did I do anything rude? You okay? Ichinose-san looks about ready to sink to her knees as she hears my words.
ごめんなさい。初対面の男の人に挨拶どころか意見なんて、私すごく緊張しちゃって。
I feel like it was actually okay. What exactly did I do wrong here?
挨拶聞かれてなかったんですよね。
I'm sorry.
では改めまして、隣に越してきました一ノ瀬里香と申します。よろしくお願いしますね。
Rika Ichinose doesn't seem too difficult to remember. Misaki Tobisawa, Rika Ichinose, Mashiro Arisaka, Asuka Kurashina, Masaya Hinata, Aoi Kagami. I think I got everyone's names so far. And then that Madoka girl, which we don't know the family name, right?
ヒューガさんってよろしいですか？
Huh? Looks like she took a look at the door plate and read it as Hyuga. It's Hinata. Masaya Hinata. Thank you for the polite introduction.
ひなたさんでしたか？どうも失礼しました。
Don't worry about it. I was rude to you after all.
いえ、私決してそこまで責めるようなつもりで言ったんじゃなくてですね。
So the reason why she thought it was Hyuga is that, so in Japanese, when like a kanji and another kanji is in conjunction, you can kind of read it in a different way. There's only two ways to read it though, so that's why she made the mistake of calling it Hyuga instead of Hinata. No, wait. That's not what I was trying to say either. The two of us bow our heads to each other a few times when our eyes suddenly meet. Huh? How am I supposed to interpret that smile?
あー、ごめんなさい。ちょっとほっとしちゃって。
Why is that?
最初、日向さんが無反応だったから、何か粗相があったかなって心配になって。一応、ちゃんと挨拶の作法とか調べたんですけど。
That's, kinda nice, I guess?
でもそんな雰囲気じゃ済まなくて、もしかしたら新参者に冷たくするいじめとか飲酒なんかが残ってる土地なのかなって。
This isn't some secluded village. Don't worry, no one around here is like that. Hell, this is even a redeveloped new residential district here on Kunahama Island.
はい。ですから気のせいみたいでよかったなって。それに、お隣さんもいい人みたいですし。
I feel like I just felt some sort of deja vu. This sort of scene must have happened in a lot of visual novels that I played or something. Just not this one. I mean, I've never played this one, but this definitely feels very familiar. Huh? I find myself rendered speechless by Ichinose-san's smile.
あらあら、かわいいお客さんね。
Oh, that's my mom. Looks like she figured something was up since I didn't head over to tell her who it was.
夜分遅く申し訳ありません。私、この度お隣に引っ越してまいりました。
そんなに緊張しないで。ただのお隣さんだから。
I'll leave things here to you then, Mom. Now that Mom's here, I can let her handle everything.
これ、つまらないものですが、お蕎麦を。
まあまあわざわざね。すごい。これ自分で作ったの？
Right as I'm about to leave, Ichinose-san directs a bow at me with upturned eyes, and I responded by lightly raising my hand. I walk down the hall, then stop in my tracks. And that's when it hits me. She's definitely the girl from earlier. I probably should have recognized her right away, but I was paying more attention to how she was flying than how she looked. At least I finally remembered the face of the girl I saw earlier. If she's that good, then maybe she's... I shake my head to clear my mind. Even if she is, why should I care? A little over an hour later, I return to my room after eating dinner. She's probably like, someone from the mainland that's really good that's decided to train here or something. Probably. Just guessing. That really hit the spot. We got tempura my mom prepared with the soba that Ichinose-san brought. According to what Mom found out, their original plan was to move in 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, the renovations took longer than expected, so they had to stay in a hotel until just yesterday. What's this, what am I hearing? Am I like going up the stairs? Ichinose-san has already started at her new school and both her parents are working at their new jobs. By the way, Ichinose-san is a first year. She doesn't attend Kunahama though. Oh well, whatever. She seems to be a nice girl, her soba is good, and she's a good flyer. That's all there is to it. Gotta thank her next time we meet. Huh? I freeze. I mean, of course I do. How could I not in this situation? When I look out my window, I see... Why would you open your window when you're freaking changing? Oh my god. Fucking anime. Seems like time has stopped in a radius of 5 meters. I thought someone actually came to my room because it was a tiny bit messy, like the books are on the ground. Neither of us budges an inch. We both remain frozen in place. Honestly, why I can't even so much as cover my eyes or turn around. Eventually, I hear a voice that seems to be on the verge of explosion. Hmm? Before I have time to figure out what she means, she finally erupts. I'm supposed to say what? Wait, sure, I'm surprised, but why the hell am I screaming? Sorry, I'll close the curtain right away. I think the one at fault here is you, actually, not me. You're the one that's supposed to close your curtain, not me. I think you're overreacting. This isn't going anywhere. Actually, you can just close your curtain. She pulls the curtain over her window, which blocks my view. After that, I close my curtain as well. I let out a deep sigh. However, the sense of dread from having seen something I shouldn't have doesn't go away. Does she understand that it was an accident? Just great. I'm pretty sure my first impression wasn't too bad, but now it's tanked. After that, I keep looking for signs of her wanting to talk as I go about my business. But in the end, I never get an opportunity to apologize or explain myself. You're not very good at this social thing, are you, Messiah? So tell me, have you gotten more used to flying now? I asked Kurashina-san. We're flying together, hand in hand, just like yesterday. So, I think I'm just gonna do an hour 30 minutes for this Let's Play. I think an hour 30 minutes for any Let's Play that I do is probably a good area. Maybe also if it's an hour 30 minutes but there's not a good stopping point, I'll still continue until the scene ends though. Right now I'm at an hour 22 minutes, so we'll see where I stop off. So far the pacing seems pretty nice. We met all the girls that we saw in the opening. She gives a couple nods and directs a joyful smile at me. Glad to hear that. I'm looking forward to seeing how you do after school then.
というわけで、今日からこのクラスに入ることになった倉科明日香だ。みんな、よろしく頼む。
倉科明日香です。内地の方から来て、まだよくわからないことも多いですが、ぜひいろいろと教えてくださいね。なるほど。じゃあ明日香ちゃんはすっかり暮らしの虜になっちゃったわけなんだ。ええ、そうなんです。日向さんや美咲ちゃんと一緒に昨日から飛ばせてもらって。美咲も一緒だったんだ。そうなの？そうだよ。今日は一段と血圧が低そうね。
There's no point trying to talk to her this early.
みたいですね。
I brought this along today.
教本ですか？
People don't tend to think about the theory when flying, which makes it hard to keep all the rules and laws in mind. That's why I went and grabbed this from the library.
なんだか非合法の危険な匂いがしますね。
I mean, he's not wrong. When people do something, they don't really try to learn the theory. They kinda just try to practice it, right? But good to know that you're a scientific guy, Messiah. No, I didn't. I borrowed it the normal way. I decided that today we would only fly after a lesson in the theory of flight, its history, graph shoes, terminals, and all that. How old do you need to be to use graph shoes?
7歳です。ただし、決められたゾーン以外を飛べる許可が下りるのは13歳からです。
Yeah, correct. Amazing.
やりました。
Kurashina-san doesn't seem all that great when it comes to actually flying, but she's been absorbing the rules and laws like a sponge. I guess she's really interested in it.
さあ、次来てください。次。
There are no questions left.
残念。そうなんですか？
Gotta say, you have an impressive memory. That's a pretty amazing talent.
大好きなことはずっと覚えておけるようにできてるんです。苦手な学科とかは全然覚えられないんですけど。
Seems awfully convenient. Feels like it suits her perfectly though. So, do you have any questions at all?
疑問というか要望言っていいですか？
Depends on what it is.
私皆さんのこともお聞きしたいなって、せっかくこういう機会もできたんですから。
She said Mina-san, so that doesn't necessarily mean just me. I'm guessing she's also talking about Misaki and Mashiro. Oh, that's what you meant. She had me confused for a second there.
でしたら船島縦断美咲先輩クイズやりましょう。
You're really great at interrupting things, Arisaka.
あれ、美咲ちゃんは？献身的に介護したんですが、なんだか一人にしてほしいとおっしゃるので、一緒についてきてるのに。
Do you ever think you're going overboard?
美咲先輩の心は繊細で、私たちでは伺い知ることなんてとてもとても。
You can put a positive spin on just about anything, huh? The way I see it, she's just moody.
それでどうされます？船島縦断美咲先輩クイズ。
You're really pushing for that quiz, aren't you? How unusual. Normally, she'd want to keep everything to herself.
やってみたいかな。私、美咲ちゃんのこともっと知りたいです。
Just make sure you don't focus on the quiz more than flying.
大丈夫ですよ。
I really doubt it, so I'll join them just to be safe.
じゃあお二人とも参加されるということで。さあ、生き残るのはどちらでしょうか。
Stop doing the X face, damn it.
どっちか死んじゃうの？
Arisaka seems pumped. I'm guessing because it's about Misaki.
では第一問です。じゃん。
She's even throwing in sound effects. Honestly, Arisaka sounds about ready to explode with joy.
美咲先輩の生誕祭といえばご存知？ご存知？
When is it? I've got no clue.
ちょっと問題を途中で止めないでください。せめて最後まで言わせてくださいよ。
Listen, you're expecting us to know way too much specific stuff about her.
そんなことないと思いますけど。
You'd be surprised how many people don't remember, their friend's birthday. You can't be serious. That's scary.
ちなみに今の問題の答えはおばあちゃんの家の菜園を食い荒らすでした。
You haven't even gotten to the question, my girl.
なんかすっごく質問が気になるんですけど。はい、それでは第2問です。ああ、もう先に進んじゃった。
Wait, Arisaka. I stop her.
はい、どうされました？日向先輩。
You've already exposed our Misaki IQ, so you should be satisfied. But tell me, Arisaka, as someone who prides herself in being a Misaki master, do you truly understand her?
何がおっしゃりたいんです？
If you can answer whatever random Misaki questions we throw at you, then that would make you a true Misaki master, don't you think?
でもそれ問題出す側も答え分かってませんよね。
Yeah, but I'm sure I'll be able to figure out if she's giving the right answers based on how she speaks.
アバウトですね。いいでしょう。その無謀な挑戦受けて立ちます。
I see. I know I'm the one who suggested it, but I'm surprised she's actually playing along. Here we go then. No point asking abstract questions that would make it easy for her to lie. We'll go with some standard ones. What's Misaki's favorite food?
うどん、たけのこ。
Ooh, bamboo shoots are nice. Udon's alright. I prefer ramen personally.
美咲ちゃんの趣味は？食べること、おばあちゃんに教わること、最近はぬか床作り。
Okay, then what are her three...
私プラス11、7、12。
What? How does that make sense? 11, 7, 12? I thought it was supposed to be somewhere in the upwards of 70s. Huh?
答えられないとでも思いました？
And why did she say her three sizes? More like I asked myself why you answered that question. I mean, come on, you really shouldn't have. I can't help but gulp as I think about her answer.
やっぱり一方的なのは良くないと思うんですよ。ですから今度はまたこちらから行きますね。
Man, I do not know what those answers mean. I do not know what the numbers mean! What do the numbers mean, Mason? With that, Arisaka turns toward Misaki and...
美咲先輩美咲先輩の好きとまでは言わなくてもお気に入りとか気になる人といえば当然まさや
Me?
ちょっとこっち
Misaki is waving me over. I'm sure it was a total coincidence that she said my name right there. I mean, that's the only possibility, but... that was the worst timing imaginable. I fly over to Misaki. Misaki, you may not have meant anything by that. Your timing was real bad.
というかまさやあの子を使って何人の個人情報を聞き出しまくってるわけ
Damn, she noticed.
別にどうでもいいけど
She really likes to make a smug face. I'm positive Kurashina-san raised her voice just now because Misaki's leaning in toward me. I instantly pull away from her in order to keep our anti-gravity fields from repelling each other. Misaki pays my effort no heed as she smiles mischievously and speaks up.
まさやのこと嫌いじゃないしね特に好きでもないけど
Did you have to whisper the second part? I look over in the direction of the other two girls. I was gonna say the sprites look really nice, but come on, Asuka. Stop making those weird-ass anime noises. One of them looks dead on her feet. What am I supposed to do about her?
明日は女の子の扱い方を逆に教えてもらったらコーチ
Misaki.
わかった悪かったよじゃあ一ついいことを教えてあげる
Go right ahead. Come on, give me an easy way to calm down Arisaka.
あの子が出した最初の私問題質問は4月16日に誕生日を迎えたばかりの私が嫌いなイノシシその理由はなぜでしょうだね
That's useless! Something about her grandma, though. I already forgot her answer. We parted with Misaki and Arisaka and are now on our way back. Our second day of training is set to end once we land in the terminal near where we both live. Considering it's only her second day, it's almost unbelievable how much she's improved. No, maybe I spoke too soon. She's flying exactly as you'd expect. Okay, spoke too soon again. Even a toddler would be better at flying in their second day. Man, it can be pretty rude sometimes, huh? Looks like she's still struggling. The reason she isn't too down on herself after her repeated failures may be because she's so stubborn. That's the conclusion I reach as we enter the airspace above our neighborhood terminal. I'm positive that her hard work will lead to results in the not-so-distant future. Kurashina-san's can-do attitude actually makes me believe that. What's up?
着地に入ろうとして姿勢制御に失敗しました
You mean...
墜落しちゃいます
Don't go saying something like that in such a cheerful voice. I like the chibis in this game. Rather than falling, she's starting to swerve in random directions. Calm down. Oh, sorry. Calm down, Kurashina-san. Everything's gonna be fine. Even if you make a mistake, it's almost impossible to really lose control. There's no real way to crash when we're floating about so casually. Remember what I taught you yesterday, okay? You just have to calm down a little.
そんなこと言われましても何がなんだか
I assume these terminal things have a flight path, right? So there's probably like some sort of tunnel thing that if you go float up from that terminal to the next terminal, so technically speaking, you shouldn't fall off out of that like flight path, but I'm not sure how this actually works. Maybe the anime explains it better with visuals. Just take it from the top. Quit thrashing your legs and align your heels.
そのままバランスを保ちつつゆっくりと呼吸を整えます。
Right, you're doing good. She's clearly flustered, but is still managing to work through the steps I taught her. There are two things to worry about in this situation. The first is losing sight of your surroundings out of sheer panic and hitting something after you've landed. And the other one is... shit! That other possibility is currently approaching the terminal. This is bad. Someone could get hurt. I'm talking about colliding with another person here. Or more specifically, the recoil from the repulsive force that prevents people from actually colliding. It generally only lasts a short while, but in that time, a person cannot control their graph shoes. Seems luck is in on our side as Kurashina-san flies off toward the approaching individual. Is she yodeling? I don't know. Pretty impressive, since I doubt she's doing it on purpose. Or wait, maybe it's just a prolonged scream. And in response to that... huh? The approaching person makes no move to dodge her. Don't tell me. They haven't noticed her. Ah! I hurriedly position myself to help them. But... huh? The person I was expecting her to collide with apparently has a clear grasp on our situation. After dropping their speed, they come to a halt at a safe spot. Seems they're waiting to see how things develop. That have a composed posture, which shows they're ready to step in should something happen. I think that's supposed to be Day. That's... there's no doubt in my mind. Kurashina-san, who has finally regained control of her graph shoes, has a puzzled expression on her face. I'm not sure whether she doesn't understand how close she was to a disaster, or if she's just shocked. And in response, the figure hurriedly approaches Kurashina-san.
大丈夫でしたか?
Things happen so fast that I have no time to digest everything.
コーチ、ほらほら、こっち見てください。
Yeah, I'm watching. Watching people have fun sure is pretty nice. Feels like I'm watching a kid having fun when I take a look at this girl. I told her today's practice session would last until we reach our neighborhood terminal. I assume she's taking that in the strict sense, meaning until she lands, which is why Kurashima-san is still flying around. She must really enjoy flying. Well, nothing wrong with that. Honestly, the situation over here is a lot more of a problem for me. Yup, she hates me. Well, I can't blame her after what happened last night. I may not have done anything wrong, but Ichinose-san is still a victim. However, we've been floating around awkwardly for a while now. The conversation isn't moving forward at all. I don't think she is a victim. Sure, I guess we benefited since we saw her body and all, but it was clearly her fault. I personally would apologize and be done with it, but it's not like I did anything wrong. And so I make up my mind and forge ahead. Sorry about that.
いえ、昨日のことは私も不注意で。
No, I wasn't talking about that. The sight of her expression changing so quickly is quite amusing. Unfortunately, she turns away in a huff. Well, guess I can apologize about yesterday later. I'm apologizing for Kurashina-san's reckless flight. See? She only flew for the first time yesterday.
通りで。あ、いえ、ごめんなさい。
Oh, we're actually apologizing about today's fiasco instead of yesterday? Pretty sure, so that's why she's wouldn't have been followed by any words of praise. I direct a wry smile at her as she slumps her shoulders. It's alright. Can't say you're wrong, really.
でも日向さんの彼女さんに私
Wait, what?
そっかだから謝る優先順位が私のことより
I mean, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, personally, I probably would have apologized about yesterday's fiasco first. Hey, is it just me or did you make up a whole story in your head? This is going in a bad direction.
日向さんは彼氏さんとして彼女さんに飛び方をちゃんと教えてあげた方がいいと思います
That's literally what I'm doing. I'm teaching her as kindly and thoroughly as I can. No, wait. You got the wrong idea here.
いつか大事故になってからじゃ遅いんです
You're right, but the thing is...
日向さんと違って初めてでしたから
Huh? She suddenly says in a stiff voice.
男の人にあんな姿を見られたの
It was a first for me, too.
コーチ今の見てくれましたなんかものすっごくまっすぐ飛べちゃったんですけど
I didn't, Asuka. I'm sorry. Why are you looking at her?
コーチ
Gotcha. I'll be watching now. I'll make sure not to miss it again. At least we're being honest to her, too. Ichinose-san's eyes have been feeling an awful lot like daggers.
どうしてあんな不注意しちゃったんだろうって日向さんにもちゃんと謝らなきゃって考えたくなくても思い浮かべちゃいますし思い出したくなくても忘れられなくて恥ずかしさと後悔で頭の中がずっとぐるぐるしてたのに日向さんは彼女さんとイチャイチャされていたんですね
Damn, you people have too much free time. But I guess she is still pretty young, so that's probably a big event for her. Look, there was no flirting. Listen.
大丈夫ですよ
Ichinose-san directs a smile at me.
まあ別に気にしていませんし日向さんにはご迷惑をおかけしませんから
Why doesn't it look like she's smiling even though there's a smile on her face? Hell, I'd even say she looks scary right now. Is it too late to apologize for what happened yesterday?
いえいえそんな日向さんが謝ることなんてないと思いますけど
I feel like you're misunderstanding things.
誤解でしたっけ
It's not like I ever meant to downplay what happened. Quit shoving that eerie smile in my face. Anyway, I'm really sorry about what happened last night.
やめてください彼女さんの前で他の女性の着替え姿を見たなんて話絶対良くないですよ
Whatever you say, Rika. Okay, now that's definitely a misunderstanding. Shit, I forgot her name again. Rika something. There we go. Ichinose. Ichinose-san's stiff smile didn't leave her face at all. I can't believe I forget that name, even though we clearly call her Ichinose for the past 5 minutes. Nothing I did or said worked. Eventually, I was forced to head home without fixing things with her. This really sucks. I wanted to ask about her flying and confirm that her uniform's from Takafuji Academy's island branch. Okay, that's actually a good place for me to end the episode. I thought there was gonna be some more scenes at night, but seems not. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying the pacing of it. The girls are okay. The mechanics for the flying seems to be not explained as much, but maybe it will go into depth some more once we get into the competition arc. Because I know for a fact that the flying thing is gonna be a big deal in this game. So, yeah. This is probably where I'm gonna be saving the game. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'll be doing these episodes for Patreon on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. And for people on YouTube, this is gonna be the typical, you know, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. For the Patreon, like, playthrough, I'll do them on Fridays and Saturdays. So, I'm the kind of guy that likes to compartmentalize stuff, right? If that's even a thing. Or if that's even a word. So I basically want to try doing my playthroughs in the times that I go to the gym. So Monday to Wednesdays is when I go to the gym and I'll be doing playthroughs for YouTube. While Fridays and Saturdays I'll do it for Patreon. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give this video a like if you guys like it. Sub if you guys haven't. Patreon will be getting these episodes early access along with everything uncensored. And there probably is going to be an HC in this game because I just downloaded the 18 plus patch. Not sure how loot they're gonna be or how I'm gonna be enjoying voice acting it compared to rants, but I'll see you guys in the next one.